Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Brothas-in-law. And on this channel, we discuss police-involved incidents that occur around the country, and we give our analysis on the actions of those police officers to see if their actions were what a reasonable officer would do. Well, in this video tonight, we're going to break that down. We got a couple of officers here that we're going to discuss whether or not they were acting as reasonable officers in this shooting here. Mike's going to break it down here for you in a second. But if you are new to our channel, my name is Corey. I'm a former Virginia State police officer for 7 years, and I'm a retired Navy Chief Petty Officer. And we want to welcome everybody here tonight. So if it's your first time checking us out, please go ahead, hit that like, share, and subscribe button for us. And Mike, good to see you again, bro.
Good to be back. Good to be back for another show. I'm Mike Bradley. I'm the co-host of this show. A retired police officer in Northern California, 26 years, and also a 6-year Army veteran. We got a good one lined up for you. This video is kind of crazy to me, and we're going to show you why. Because a lot is happening, and it's been on YouTube. You can catch it on YouTube if you want to look at our video without our commentary. There's many sites on YouTube that you can see it. But hey, just love you. I see you. What's going on? Appreciate everybody joining us, and let's get into it.
Yep. As always, 8 now. Mike, this is a pretty lengthy video. If you want to just skip to that important part.
Yeah. Let me set it up here.
Hey, Jesus, love you. I got that video. I did look at about the band guy. I did look at it, and we'll talk about it.
So this happened, and it looks like this happened last year, November, late last year, November. Let me set it up real quick. This was in Florida. Apparently, these officers got a call. They got 2 calls, actually. This is how they ended up here in the first place. They got 2 calls for service. One was saying that there was a vehicle driving up and down the neighborhood streets, blowing the horn, causing the disturbance at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. The other call was the girlfriend of this person who was acting erratic, if you will. She said that he had stolen her car, and he had multiple weapons, and with one of those weapons he had a silencer on it, but they didn't know if he had it with him or not. But he was known to carry weapons. And the officers arrive, and he shows up on scene along with her while they're talking to her, and this is how it all goes down. So let me start it. I'm gonna start a little bit from the beginning so you can see how they ended up there, how the conversation took place as he walked up and approached these officers on scene.
My car back. I've been asking all night, can I get my car back? Like, I don't care about the argument. I don't even know what the argument is about. I just want my car. I don't want to deal with anything. I know anytime we get into it, whether I'm right or wrong, he puts his hands on me or he threatens to put his hands on me. It gets very violent. There he is.
In your car or walking up?
So he walks up and approaches as they're dealing with her. That's him right there in the shorts.
Pat him down, please.
What's that?
Pat him down.
What I'm getting patted down for?
Do you have any weapons on you?
No.
Okay.
What I'm getting patted down for?
Because you're getting patted down.
Why?
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, I don't have no weapons on me.
No, he doesn't have shorts on. He has jeans on. I'm sorry.
hands on your pockets. I ain't got no side. I ain't got no. Whatever she says, what it is. So whatever she want to do, let's do it. Let's see how far she want to take it.
Where's her car?
Let's see how far she want to take it.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to do?
I want my car.
I think it's at your mom's house, is what he's saying.
How did he get here if it's at my mom's
I know.
house?
Can you call your mom to see if the car's there?
Yeah.
Okay.
She just called me.
Okay. See if she's got the keys.
I'm gonna call my mom.
Call her real quick.
I just want my car. I don't care about anything else. I'm over it.
Okay. She calls her mom. And well, let's keep going.
Is my car at the house? What? Is my car at the house? I have the police here at Chica's house to get my car. It's not at the house? Okay. It's not home.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna send you you have my location, right? I'm on Green Acres. Yeah. Right. It's not at my house.
Okay. And mom's there right now.
My mom is there. She's coming here.
She's coming here. Okay.
Yeah. My car is not here. I mean, at my house, and I don't see it anywhere in the vicinity.
Detain him, please. I need an affidavit from you. Okay.
What's that?
That's where you're filling out that you're wanting to pursue charges. Okay. Where's our car? Where's our car, Marquis?
Can I talk to her?
No.
Can I talk to her more?
Mm-mm.
Her keys are here. Her keys are here. Can I get your keys?
I'm sorry.
You ever filled out an affidavit with us before? Okay, so the suspect is going to be his information. This where it's the narrative. That's going to be what happened, the incident.
Okay, the reason why I'm showing this is it puts you, Corey, in the mind frame of what these officers would be or dealing with at this point. They're called here basically for a domestic violence type of call, which is one of the most dangerous calls you can go to. She said he stole her car, and in the call notes, she apparently reported that he was known to carry firearms, one of which had a silencer. And she said he had multiple firearms. So that's why you saw the officers pat searching him. Normal thing to do if you were called to a scene and somebody's reported as having firearms. You're going to pat search them, make sure they're good to go. They don't have any firearms. Pat searching on the outside of their clothing so that you can make sure, or it's some attempt for you to establish that they are unarmed, at least don't have a firearm on him. So once her car ain't at her mom's house, they realize they are now investigating a stolen vehicle case or whatever else they got on, plus whatever else they got going on. So they detain him, they put him in cuffs, and they continue the investigation. Anything, Corey?
Now, I'm just ready for the fiasco.
All right, here we go. Let's fast forward a little bit.
All right. So don't figure out what it is.
I think what do you think that is?
I really don't.
Like honestly, it was a threat, and it's my not dashboard, but
I think it's like at the 9-minute mark.
so it's like, why would you send me a picture of that? I'll show you again.
Yeah.
Tell me what that is. I don't know.
Apparently,
I don't know what that piece is because that's not ordinarily there.
All right. Does he have anything on the firearm, like any aftermarket?
Like a silencer?
Mm-hmm. That's what that is.
okay. So apparently he was sending her text messages, flashing a firearm, like as if he was going to shoot her with. And part of that was a silencer. So that's what they're looking at right now.
But yeah, he has more than one weapon. And I just wouldn't think he'd have it in my car or toting it around.
Okay.
Anything like that. But he's sending me a picture, threats, and I'm like, what is that? Me and her both trying to figure it out. Like, what is that? We couldn't even tell, but
Let's fast forward a little bit now.
probably is a weapon. It's like, I'm gonna bust your whole shit up. Like, I'm gonna bust your windows. I'm gonna bust.
Right there.
All right.
It's okay.
So while they're doing their paperwork, this happens.
What? What's wrong? Wait, right there? Jesse, are you okay? Get in the house! Jesse! Get back! Where is he? 43, give me traffic. Shots fired. Got a deputy down. Off of McLaren. We're off of McLaren. Shots fired. I got a deputy down. Jesse, how are you? Jesse, how are you? Okay. 43 SO. I need EMS. EMS on standby. Suspect is going to be in the vehicle. Where are you hit? Get back! Get back!
Do anything, please.
Okay.
No.
Get back! I'm not going to tell you go! Get back! Get her! Get her back now!
No.
I don't know. That dude was just wanting to beat you and threaten to kill you. I don't know.
Yes, stay inside your house.
Do you have any movement? Stop right there.
Yeah. You see anything on my vest? Or you feel anything? My legs went numb when it hit me. All right. I don't know. My legs went numb for a second. I heard a pop come from. Go this way. Can you move? Yeah. I got the mic. I'm pulling out deal closer.
This is from the other officer's body cam. The one who thought he was being shot.
Yeah, Jesus love you. He said he was hit.
I'm good. I feel weird, but I'm good.
I feel weird, but I'm good. Okay.
Hit by the Acorn.
Now, assuming you were shot, how come you didn't reload? He didn't even reload his weapon.
No. So, all right. So we have the video, full-length video linked down in the description below. You can check it out at your leisure. But Mike, if you could just go back to his part.
Okay.
Like,
Let's see it one more time. Here we go. So he walks towards the car apparently, and approaches the passenger side where the subject is sitting. Here we go.
all right, stop right there. So one, I mean, they said it was a possible acorn that fell from the tree right there. I rewound this and rewound it, and I could not hear an acorn hitting the roof of the car. But to me, I mean, you're trained to look for certain things, and you everybody, I won't say everybody, most people are familiar with what actual gunshots sound like. I mean, you got the popping sound, and sometimes it could be it sound like a car is backfiring, or you're hearing firecrackers go off. But I would be more lenient towards him, acting the way he did, Mike, if that were the case. But man, this is an acorn. This is a nut falling out the tree, hitting the roof of the tree, and you live in this area, and surely you had to have heard acorns hit the roof of a car numerous times.
Now, to me, it don't sound like a gunshot.
Right. Now, how do you mistake that for a gunshot? And then I thought that I just started laughing. I said, you got to be kidding me. Is he going for an Oscar here? The way he just did the whole hit and roll. And it was like it was all planned. Like this is what he was going to do or something. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that part out. Like, dude, and I think he was new. I mean, he hadn't been
right. He was a new dude. He had been on the force. From what I read, I think it was a little over a year and a half. You know what I'm saying, a little over a year and a half. He did resign. But this is crazy. I mean, there are a lot of points that I think is ate up here. Number one, if you are that skittish that you thought you heard a gunshot and then you actually thought you were shot, okay, all from a nut hitting the roof or the top of the car, and then you start returning fire in your mind, returning fire and shooting into the patrol car. Like you assume that the shots were coming from the patrol car, from the suspect who was handcuffed in the back of the patrol car.
Right.
And the second problem I have is the female officer who she wasn't sure what was going on in the very beginning. She just listened to her partner and assumed that he was in fact shot or being shot at. She asked where it was coming from.
Go back to that part.
Yeah, he said the car, and she just started blindly shooting into the car. That is crazy too. Okay, let's look at that real quick.
But you gotta go back.
Yeah, back over.
1656 Home Club over here off MLK.
Heather Glenn.
Is that the other place? That's those apartments. Like on that one road where the two gas.
Went back a little too far. Here we go.
She doesn't even see
Jesse!
any muzzle flash. She just shot because he
So-
said it's over there.
Yeah, he's coming from the car, and then she just starts blindly shooting into the car. Like we were saying before, Corey, an officer, if I'm gonna use my firearm and I'm going to get to court, the last thing I'm going to say is I only shot because he was shooting. I only fired because he said, my partner said somebody was shooting from the car. If I don't see a threat, I ain't shooting. You got to account for those bullets. Okay.
Yep.
She just blindly started shooting into the car. He just blindly started shooting into the car. Okay. They had neither one of these officers, in my opinion, had a target that they could look at and say that's a threat.
Right. You didn't did not have positive ID of the contact. You didn't see any muzzle flash. She could have kept her weapon trained in that direction, fine. But you just shot all willy-nilly, like just because he was shooting, you start shooting. Right. I mean, we did a lot of training, especially in the military, like this. You don't shoot unless you got a positive idea of your target, and you see muzzle flash, and you shoot in that direction of that muzzle flash that you saw. Right, I'm not gonna be quick to go off and just start popping off rounds when I don't know what I'm shooting at. Okay, right. He in the car, but he was handcuffed. Now, can they get out the handcuffs, Mike? Yes. Could he still possibly have a weapon on him? Yeah, he could have had something stuck up his hind parts. And yes, people, they do stick stuff up their hind parts. And that's the booty. And they do. But in this case, no, he didn't have any weapons on him. And for her to shoot like that. Now, it was my understanding, Mike, that she did not resign, and there is no charges or anything brought up on her, because I think they justify her shooting just how you just explained it. Hey, he was shooting, so she just started shooting because she thought there was a threat there. But I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with either. Personally, if at minimum she needs some training, he needs to resign just like he did. Because that type of reaction for that type of scenario, just you don't need to be a cop if you are firing at some blindly suspect, but blindly firing at some suspect because the nut fell in the car. Okay, you don't need to be walking around as a cop. Okay, and I think he realized that, and that's why he resigned. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I highly doubt he'll try to go somewhere else. I don't know how that works, but at minimum, I think she needs some extra training, because you don't shoot just because your partner's shooting.
Yeah, okay? Jesus Love You said that she should be fired. I don't know if she should, Jesus Love You, but I definitely believe that she needs to go through some retraining.
Yeah, I think so.
She definitely has to go through that. Tone, this is what feeds the media frenzy, right? Media ate this all up. Quite naturally, he had to be black. Well, thank God the guy didn't get hurt.
Yeah, thank God he wasn't shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised he wasn't shot, but apparently they missed all the rounds, which would make sense because they couldn't see him in the car, couldn't see the target.
Yeah, apparently he laid down, and so I guess where they were shooting through the windows, and that's why he didn't get hit. But I'm glad he resigned. And the thing is crazy about this, because this actually came out last week, I think it was.
Yeah, something.
But the incident happened, what was it, back in November.
Yeah.
right? So he had enough time to go ahead and resign, before the media got hold of this and possibly cause another ruckus in the neighborhoods. But I'm glad he resigned. I'm glad he took it upon himself to go ahead and do that. Now, clearly, I don't think he'll be in law enforcement no more. I mean, you're plastered all over social media, dude. Everybody knows you're a threat, and you don't need to be wearing a uniform. But this is one of those things, like, training is important. But we talk about officer training and officers need to have continuous training, but it's not that easy, folks. I mean, when you got a department that's undermanned, it's hard to continuously send these guys to training all the time, because you got to have coverage. You got to have what we call road coverage, and if you don't, then you're really overwork your guys, because you're trying to get everybody through this training. It's hard enough when we try to go through just our regular yearly training, and you're being stretched out, thin manpower wise for the next 30, 60 days until we get everybody in the department going through, we call it in-service training. And, you got to get 2,000 people through that training in about, 2-3 months. And so, you're stretched thin that whole, plus you got all your other stuff. So it's hard to continuously get that training in. But I think he clearly missed that session of training. The road got
not only that, it's more like common sense too. I mean, what was in his head at the time that he thought he actually thought he was shot, and he really truly believed this person in the car was shooting at him. He really truly believed that. So, folks, when they talk about the difference between criminal and civil, civilly, yeah, I think that this department should be sued up the ass. Okay,
100%.
Now, should these officers be criminally held liable? This is where a lot of people might disagree with us, but I don't think so, because he really thought somebody was shooting at him. He really thought the guy in the car was shooting at him, right or wrong. That's what he really thought and believed, that his life was in danger. So I don't think they should be criminally held liable. Although, hey, today, you never know. You know what I'm saying? What could happen?
The opportunity is there for him to be criminally charged.
Yeah, but you got to show that you had some intentions of shooting this guy for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Unless they go with it, maybe a manslaughter, Corey, where just your actions alone caused a situation disregard for life. But even that's a stretch in this situation, I think, because he really thought this guy was trying to shoot him. You know what I'm saying? Whether he, whether it turned out to be a nut or not, he really believed that. So I don't think his actions were someone who didn't believe their life was in danger. I think he really thought his life was in danger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he truly believed that he was shot, because he, said his legs went numb. He was feeling really weird. But I think that was just all the adrenaline going on in him.
Yeah.
But like you said, I mean, the opportunity is there for them to still seek criminal charges. Whether they do or not is different. Well, I won't say different. Is we left up to the DA. But definitely civil is probably.
Oh yeah, definitely got a case civilly. So I'm sure that's coming. So this suspect, fortunately, he was not shot. Let's make it clear, folks. What we're saying is these officers in this situation did not act within reason, in my opinion. I don't think these officers acted appropriately, even when they thought a shooting had occurred. And the reason why I say that is because they seemed like they were blindly firing into this car with no real target. You know what I'm saying? And the female, she seemed like she only fired because he fired. You know what I'm saying? Because her partner fired. She didn't see a threat. She just addressed something that someone else perceived as a threat.
Right.
And wasn't a threat to her. And you don't want to be in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Tone said if the situation were reversed, would it be criminal?
I think that's different because I assume you mean if the citizens thought the officers were shooting at them, would it be criminal? Well, yeah, because that's different because you as a citizen, you're supposed to submit to the authority of the officers. So that's an interesting one because you got different roles. You got different roles. A citizen has a different role than a police officer. A citizen should expect a different role in the police officer. So if normally, under normal circumstances, if the officer's acting within reason, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be shooting at you for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So, but then again, look,
right.
Look, you got this guy,
right,
who's shooting into the car,
right,
because he really thought he was being shot at. Now, okay, I see what you're saying, Tone. What if the suspect, maybe they missed the firearm or something like that, and when the officer starts shooting into the car, the suspect then started shooting back at him? That's interesting because now you got a suspect who wasn't supposed to have a firearm in the first place. Okay. And the suspect, you could say that the officer must have saw something because the suspect did have a firearm and did start shooting at the officer. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of weird to give you. There's no clear-cut answer for that, I don't think, Corey. You know, if the situation were reversed, would it be criminal? I don't know if you have a clear-cut answer for that. But
I don't think you do. But clearly, you know, and we like doing videos like this. We like giving both sides, right?
Yeah.
We always say, you know, hey, we're gonna call out if an officer is being unreasonable, and here you have it. These both of the female too. Man, thank God the male officer, he went on here and resigned. But you know, we hold officers to a higher standard, right? We're held to a higher standard. We expect them to be professional. We expect them to be highly trained, highly qualified to do the job. But at the end of the day, they're still a human being. They're still subject to error. We all are. There ain't nobody walking the earth.
Fortunately, this error didn't result in a life being lost.
Fortunately, yeah, exactly. But you know, no excuse for them. Both of them, they were definitely wrong. She needs to get back into training. I don't think, like you said, I don't think she needs to be fired. But however, she definitely needs to go back through the academy all over again.
She definitely needs to be. It definitely needs to be pointed out that you need to see what you're shooting at before you shoot. This ain't a we ain't in Afghanistan where you laying down cover fire. Okay, you in a civilian world, in the city, in the suburbs, addressing a call for service. Okay, you can't just blindly fire at something and say that you're laying down cover fire. It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? You need to account for what you're shooting and what you're shooting at and what you saw that caused you to use deadly force. Now, how they interpret that in this area where this happened, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? How the courts are going to interpret that in this area of Florida where this happened, I don't know. I mean, Are they going to say, she saw her partner go down and claimed he was being shot at, even claimed that he had been shot, and her reaction was just to fire blindly into the car where her partner said the shots were coming from.
And I think that
sit right with me.
It don't sit right, but I think that was her saving grace.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's probably what allowed her to keep her job and no charges being brought up on her, because she had the mindset of that. Hey, I see my partner. He's down. He's telling me he's been shot, right? And she goes and just lays cover fire, and just fires out willy-nilly without having any positive ID, which she should have done. And we're Monday morning quarterbacking,
Of course we are,
what she should have done was get to him, work her way to him, get him out of the open area there and get him to cover, and then set up cover, behind those cars up there. But you don't have a positive ID. What are you shooting at? Like, and this is, you're already on thin ice as it is, as a police officer. And when you go out and you make these type of mistakes, it's not a good look in the community. It ain't definitely any good look nationwide. All right. And how do you fix this, Mike? Well, you got to keep going to training. You got to keep training. You got to keep training.
That's right.
I mean, but like I said earlier, it's hard to do when you're undermanned,
But it's something you got to do. You got to fit that in, or you're gonna have, the city is gonna have plenty of cases like this. You know what I'm saying? So you got to. One thing I was blessed with the department I was in, we did have a lot of training, a lot of ongoing training, not just field training like at the range and stuff like that. We trained. Everything from everyday briefing, doing what we're doing now, looking at videos and critiquing them and deciding what we would have done in that situation. In this situation, I wouldn't have fired into that car. I would have drawn my weapon, obviously, on that car, because I don't know, I would assume that my partner was telling the truth. I'm not going to think that my partner is lying. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would at least have my weapon trained on that car. But as far as just shooting into the car, I wouldn't have done that, because unless I saw something that clearly was a threat, or at least I can articulate reasons why I thought that target was a threat, I'm not shooting into that car like that, just blindly shooting into that car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think this is nothing like the Breonna Taylor case, Tone. That dealt with I think it was a no-knock warrant, Mike.
Yeah,
and
now they were shooting at. They actually did shoot at the cops.
Yeah, and a cop was shot.
And actually did shoot at the police. So I think that's different. You might be able to draw some similarities as far as. No, I think the Breonna Taylor is different because, like you said, Corey, they actually did shoot the cops.
Yeah.
So that was a little different, but you could draw your own conclusions to that one.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I mean, we could debate that one, later on. But let us know what you think. I mean, were the actions of these officers what a reasonable officer would do? My humble opinion, hex to the no.
I wouldn't have mistaken a Acorn hitting a car for a gunshot. Number one, I've never been shot, but I like to think that being shot, I would know whether or not I was hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not going to
look
down and say,
you've been around enough gunfire to know, like, and go, you know this as well. You know, you get to you're around gunfire enough. You can tell whether if it's a 9mm or if it's a 45, or you know what I mean, an AR or an AK. You get around them enough, you're able to tell.
Yeah, and, I mean, you know, something. Yeah, this is, in my opinion, this cop that, you know, Clan D was hit and was fired at, you could easily say he was too scared to be a cop. You could say, people will say that. But Corey, you and I both know fear is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to admit that when you're a cop, you need to be afraid of something, because the moment you say you ain't afraid of nothing, that's the moment you're going to become lackadaisical, too comfortable, and your officer safety is going to fall to the wayside.
Right. You have to keep your head on a swivel. I mean, so you need that. I had a friend of mine, he said one time, you know, well, you don't need to be, if you scared, you should be a cop. No, you need to be scared. Because that little bit of fear is going to heighten your situational awareness, right? You're gonna think things through a little more. Then you should.
I should say there's advantages to having some fear. Okay.
Yes, there are advantages to having it. You know, I'd always shoot back at them. It's like, well, you have to have a certain level of fear. Even like, you know, you're in the military, you're going into combat, you better have a little fear going out there in downrange and going out on a mission, because that's what's going to keep you alive, right? Yeah. It's your hope that your training and everything kicks in when you go out, when you put that uniform on. It's your training that when you get into these situations, you hope that kicks in. And what we say, that the officer survival training kicks in, and that's what saves you. So you have to know. You have to have a level of fear. Now, you know, maybe this guy here, Mike, he had too much fear.
Yeah. If you let the fear get to the point where it affects your tactics, you know, as far as you having poor officer safety tactics, or something like this happening, that's when it's bad. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you need to realize, I let myself believe I was being shot at, and I let myself believe I was shot, and I fired empty my magazine on a target that turns out was not really a target. You know what I'm saying? So there you can realize that this probably ain't for me.
Yeah, and I'm pretty confident in saying he's probably not going to be working in another police department ever again, and he shouldn't. I mean, you know, he may be a super nice guy, right? We've had those type of guys, super nice guys, but man, you should not be a police. Yeah, you're in the wrong line of work for sure. And you know, we got on those type of people, man. We're like, look, man, we go to the supervisor, like, hey, this is what he's doing out here. He's gonna cause us to have a black eye. And the supervisor started watching. Next thing you know, he was voluntold to quit or be fired. But you officers have to do their part. We have to police ourselves. All right. And you see an officer doing something that's wrong, then you need to have that courage to stand up to the officer and pull them alongside. Say, hey man, you can't do that. Right? Because we all got to live with your stupid mistake.
Right. I'm not going to pull it into your mistake.
Right. And you know, imagine the black eye this leaves on this department now. Right. I mean, this is a huge black eye on that department. Now you got to go out here and rebuild the trust within the community that you have the right officers wearing the uniforms and are properly trained. Right. So that sheriff, he's got a lot of work to do and to rebuild the image in the community for his deputies.
Yeah, I agree. But, you know, in all, I guess, I don't think these officers, you know, the female officer, I especially think should not have blindly fired into the car. and the officer who initiated this whole thing. Him believing he was shot. I don't know where that came from or how an Acorn and turned into that. And the fact that he blindly fired into the car when he hadn't been shot at all. You know what I'm saying? He hadn't even received fire. But in his mind, he thought he did, Corey. He really thought he did, I think. And that's going to save him criminally, but it ain't going to save him civilly.
Now, aside from this part right here, what are your thoughts on the young lady?
The girlfriend?
Yeah.
I think she was traumatized because in her mind, she thought her boyfriend was shot and dead and killed.
This is the same dude. This is the same dude that was going to do that to you.
We both know how that goes.
You're right.
When
I
right,
get it. But when no fault for her. This it's not about her, man. I just found it like, wait a minute, man. This dude was just stole your car, sending you pictures of his guns, like, hey, I'm finna, do harm to you. Now he gets in a situation, you boo-hooing. Okay, but it was traumatizing. I get it. You don't want to see nobody get hurt, no matter how bad they, may mistreat you. I get it, but I'll just leave it going.
Clearly, this was a tumultuous relationship, and when she saw and believed her boyfriend was being shot in the car, that view I'm sure it shocked her conscience. It's like, I didn't mean for this to happen. As bad as we've been, I didn't mean for this to happen. Now, luckily, he wasn't shot. You know what I'm saying? But I can understand her reaction.
For sure.
But at the same time, I see what you're saying. This guy was threatening to kill you and stuff like that. Until he does, I guess it wasn't that important. You know what I'm saying? But not important to her anyway.
I just found that kind of like a little odd. But it is what it is, man. I'm glad nobody, was hurt doing this fiasco. So let us know what you think, man. Let us know. Drop a comment down below your thoughts on this video. Again, did these officers act as reasonable officers? It's a good video. It's ongoing, right? And these things are gonna always happen, but we gotta do our best to try to minimize them, and we do that through training.
Be interesting to see what happens with them ultimately if they do get criminally charged or civil. They will get sued, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But will they get criminally charged? That's the question. I don't know. The way things are going today, Corey, it wouldn't surprise me if they did.
We'll probably see if Benjamin Crump will be down there here in a next couple of weeks. If they hire him, I guarantee you some criminal charges will be forthcoming. But I don't know. I mean, we're speculating. But should they be? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should they be criminally charged, or definitely the department should be sued in a civil matter? Let us know what you think. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up for tonight. We thank y'all for joining us this evening. If you're new, checking us out for the first time, please hit that like, share, subscribe button for us. And Mike, final words.
You guys have a good weekend. It's quickly approaching. Hopefully everybody have a good weekend. Tone, Goat, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. And appreciate the comments. Jesus loves you.
My mom.
Mrs. Taylor, I see you on here. Tone, always nice to have you on here. And we'll see you next time.
All right, y'all. Again, if you got something you want us to check out, Jesus love you. We're gonna look at that video, the one you sent us. I still can't pull up the other one that you sent. That was on Instagram, so I don't know what's up with that one. But the one you sent with the band student, we'll look at that one as well. Seems to be pretty cut and dry. We may just do a YouTube short on that one and put something out. But if you got something you would like for us to check out, where am I at? You can email us a video at brothersinlaw21@gmail.com, and we'll take a look at your video and get it on the show. Also, if you'd like to be a part of our show, email us at brothersinlaw21@gmail.com, and we will get you on the show, and you can break down a video with us and give your points of view, whether or not the officers acted in a reasonable manner, or did the citizens act in a reasonable manner, or were they in the wrong? And we can have a good discussion about it. So hit us up, brothersinlaw21@gmail.com. That being said, good night. God bless you. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.